Hello, Ness.
Mr. Ness, this is your friend again.
Lee?
I got another tip for you.
Go ahead.
Ain't you gonna thank me for autograph?
Thanks.
I told you right, didn't I?
You told me right, friend.
Now get this. There's a warehouse down by the old Grover Street hell. Big meeting. A lot of top boys. Wouldn't be surprised if old Frank Nitti himself was there.
You're invited to a party.
Sure that's everything, Leo?
Yeah, I'm sure, Mr. Nitti.
You better be. Okay. The meeting will now come to order. There's only one thing on the agenda this evening. That's Leo Stazek here, the keeper of the books. Now, I advise you to listen good. Okay, Leo, you got the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Nitti. Gentlemen, last night the feds put their hands on a set of our books. Here, like this. And in it are accounts receivable. It tipped the feds on how, with the speak owners, we handle our business. Now, paper can be very dangerous. Worse than guns. It can hang us. And that's why we want all the paper here. From now on, you don't write anything. You don't sign anything. If you want to make a deal, you pick up the telephone. Understand? All records will be held in a central file, known only by the bona fide members of the organization's council. And
What he means is, from now on, the only paper we use is cash. If you get an order for 100 cases of Canadian booze, you call us. We'll keep the records. Oh, there's one thing more. You all knew Artie Graff. He ran a good speak. But he was careless with his records. Now, the organization has voted to give his widow a few bucks in memory of her departed husband. I hope you all heard good. I got enough problems. I don't want any more. That's all, boys.
The feds!
No guns. We're clean. Warm your hands, Ness. It's awful cold in here. Get them downtown, all of them. Come on.
The Speculator, starring Robert Stack as Elliot Ness, co-starring Bruce Gordon and Frank Sutton, with special guest star Telly Savalas, and narrated by Walter Winchell.
Frank Nitti was taken into custody by Elliot Ness. Nitti was not pleased.
I told you, Ness, 10 times. It's cold in the warehouse, so we light a fire just to keep our hands warm. You say it's records. What are you trying to make out of this? A federal case?
Exactly that, a federal case.
Now, look, I am a citizen. I got my rights. I want to know when we can leave this rat trap.
When I tell you, you can.
Mr. Ness, may I say something?
Fine, Stazak. You do that.
My opinion, you're acting in a very high-handed manner.
Am I?
Now, Mr. Ness, we all know you're very big with the newspapers. And we all know you're looking to make a score by persecuting Mr. Nitty.
Hello, Ness. Thanks. I gotta hand it to you, Nitty. You move fast. Artie Graff murdered in his cell.
Now, Mr. Ness, I'm sure you understand that murder is a method used only by punks who don't know any better. Mr. Nitty is a legitimate businessman, engaged in the pursuit of profit, like any other good American.
Thanks. I'm glad to hear that.
Now, let me point out that you're only a public servant, and that Mr. Nitty is a taxpayer. Yet you and your other government boys have seen fit to freeze cash deposits in banks all over the city, and have taken it upon yourselves to imply that they're ours, and that we're dealing through phony frontmen. Now, you say you have a case against us, huh? And that you have records belonging to a Mr. Graff. Now, think about that, Mr. Ness. Yeah, you have records. But like you said, Graff is dead. And without him, you're nowhere.
Have you any other statement to make, Stazak?
No, I think I said my piece.
He said his piece.
Fair enough. All right, you can both go.
I don't like these sessions, Ness. You operate like a cheap hood.
You ever known Nitty to let someone talk for him?
No.
Stazak's a man to watch, Lee.
Where's your car?
My boy's probably still looking for that two-bit lawyer of mine. I can't depend on nobody.
Can I take you someplace, Mr. Nitty?
Yeah, the club.
Oh.
Leo, you did good tonight. Real good.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Nitty.
You've been with the organization a long time, and you worked hard. From here in, you ride with me in style.
Well, I appreciate that, sir.
Oh, I ain't one to forget a thing like this. Anybody does right by Frank Nitty, it's well known that Frank Nitty does right by him. Name what you want, you got it.
Well, there's a little favor you could do for me, sir. I got a cousin, Angie.
So?
He needs a job.
He's got it. Angie works with you. You're coming up, Leo.
Thanks, Mr. Nitty.
Peanuts, nickels and dimes. Come on, Leo. You tell me what you really want, huh?
Well, I'll think of something, Frank.
4 days after Leo Stazak tossed a match to the records, the cold residue of the warehouse fire was transported to the police lab.
Any chance of restoring this? Any part of it?
Normally there would have been, but this was a gasoline fire.
Too bad. 2 minutes earlier.
Wouldn't have mattered. 2 minutes earlier, they would have seen to it to get the same thing, ashes.
Could have been our net worth case.
There must be other records, duplicates, master sets somewhere hidden outside the line of fire. We can't stop now. See if you can restore any part of it. Corner of a page, a number, a name, an address, anything.
Right.
Thanks.
10:30 that night, in a specially fitted club car owned and maintained by Frank Nitty, the mob's council met in emergency session. In attendance were the 6 regular members. The subject, new business. Guests of honor, Max Gort from St. Louis and George Keeley, Kansas City. They wanted to bring a 60-truck convoy of illegal booze down from Canada. They needed Frank Nitti to make it work.
All right, let's get to the dough. How much?
$1,250,000 for 20 of those truckloads, marked for Chicago and Frank Nitti.
You're talking big blue chips, Max.
Who else is big enough to get up enough scratch to get in on this deal with us?
Suppose I don't go for it.
Well, we go alone. Best we can roll in is 40 trucks.
Well, Frank, what do we tell the boys in St. Louis and Kansas City?
I like it.
You understand, we'll need that $1.25 million inside of 30 days.
I said I like it. You got doubts?
Oh, no, Frank. If you give us your word, that's enough.
Sure. Everybody knows. Frank Nitti's word is as good as his bond.
Max, George, we'll get back to you.
Go on, boys. We'll let you know.
Vic seemed a little lukewarm about the deal.
If I tell you I like it, you're in. You go on back to St. Louis and Kansas City. You tell them everything's set, okay? So long.
So long.
Hello, Ness.
Elliot? Lee, we got lucky. The lab boys were able to restore a fragment of ash that had been stuck to the steamer trunk.
Any complete words?
Enough. Apparently it's the bottom part of a business form. Now, there's a small B and a small A in uppercase type. Then there's a jumble of letters that adds up to fine printing.
It must be the syndicate's printer.
I checked it out. The directory lists an Anton Riva print shop.
Good, let's take it out. Double teams around the clock.
Right. Thanks, Ted.
Within an hour after the St. Louis and Kansas City mobsters had presented the plan, the organization was ready for a vote. In financial matters, a solid 7 yes votes were necessary for approval.
All right, let's take a vote.
I'm with you, Frank.
Me too.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
I told you I liked it. It's a good deal.
Still no.
You tell me why, Vic?
Look, Frank, now is no time for us to expand. We're short of hard cash. The feds have a lot of our money frozen solid, but we still gotta run the business in Chicago. No. We gotta hang on to all the dough we take in.
You feel that way too, Sam?
I gotta go with Vic, Frank. We're in no position to take a chance right now.
We're in no position to take a chance right now. Why, you gutless punks. How do you think I built this organization in the first place? You think I built it by playing safe? You think I built it by being scared of my own shadow? No. I built it with these. I smashed everything aside. I fought the feds to make this organization. I took a chance every step of the way. Why, if you don't shoot crap, you're through. Out. Now, I said I was for it. And if Frank Nitti says he's for it, that means we'll make it.
Now, I'll give you another chance to change your vote. You make it unanimous, we'll all go home.
I voted no. It still stands.
Get out. All of you, get out!
You go home now. I got some business to talk over, Frank.
Good night, Mr. Nitti.
Yeah, drink up, Frank. You know, it It's not my right to speak.
I give you the right.
Well, in my opinion, you're right all the way.
Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so.
You know, you don't have to take this lying down. You're Frank Nitti. You can swing it without him.
How?
Simply by making a deal all alone and you don't tell him anything about it.
That's very interesting, Leo. Only I happen to need $1,250,000 in quick cash, and I need it in 30 days.
Well, that's no problem. You just go out and you make it.
Where?
In the stock market.
In the market? Well, it's shaking like a leaf now. It's way down.
Now's the time to get in, Frank. Now's the time to get in and buy big. The slobs are getting out. They're in panic.
But the feds, they can check on any market investing. They'll get me on that tax rap.
Not the way I'd cover it. You just leave that to me. In 30 days, I double your money. Not only you handle a convoy deal all alone, but you'll have a pile of dough left over.
You sure?
Guaranteed.
I like you, Leo. You know, you got guts. There's one thing Frank Nitti appreciates, it's guts.
That means you give me the green light?
All right. When do you need this dough?
I gotta get in quick, Frank. I gotta get in while the market's low.
You meet me here tomorrow morning, first thing. I'll have the dough for you then. 300 grand, the week's collections. And I'll match it next week. I tell you, Leo, you're my boy. You double that dough, I'll see that you get a seat on the council. Good night.
Good night, Frank.
For a solid week, the Untouchables staked out the Anton Reiber print shop. On the 7th day of their surveillance, they spotted Leo Stasek.
Lee?
Hello, Anton. I got a job for you.
I'm at your service. For a fee, of course.
Stocks. Duplicate.
This kind of work will take some time.
Yeah, well, Anton, old pal, this is a rush job. I need this stuff tomorrow.
Unfortunate. I'm visiting my sister's family in Cicero tomorrow.
Then postpone it.
I don't care to do that, Leo.
Now, look. I've seen you print up a couple of dozen real estate contracts, phony real estate contracts, in less than a couple of hours.
Because Mr. Nitti asked me to.
Mr. Nitti? Mr. Nitti asked me to find him a printer. You know, someone who could work for the organization, someone who'd keep his mouth shut, and I found you, Anton. And tell me, during the past 6 months, how much money have you made, huh?
How long can I be grateful? Every time you walk in here, I thank you.
Well, you'll be grateful one more day.
One more day. And $1,000 in cash, now.
Well, a good craftsman is worth $1,000. A good craftsman who doesn't talk to Nitti and keeps his mouth shut is worth that and more.
Oh?
There's a $2,500 bonus in it for you.
I wondered how long it would take. How long it would take before my friend Leo Stasek would show his, should I say, aggressive qualities?
Two things. One, a perfect job. I want you to roll off a pack of stock certificates that are so good, they'll fool any stockbroker in the world. I want you to make it look like I've been up to my eyebrows in stock transactions this past week. Number two, Anton. I want them perfect in 24 hours. Huh? Two things. $1,000. Cash. Come on.
They're in business, those two. Anton Reiber Fine Printing. Fine printing for what?
Stacy left his briefcase, whatever you want Rabbit to do for him. Let's drop in as soon as Driver leaves and take a look around.
Yeah? You got company, Mr. Nitty. Hello, Vic. Want some dinner?
I'm not hungry, Frank.
What are you doing down there? We gotta yell at each other. Here.
This is my seat, Frank. My seat at the council table. I fought for it. I earned it.
You're out of your mind if you don't try some of these spuds.
Frank, I'm a voting partner in this organization.
So what else is new?
A phone call is new. I was just on the phone talking to Max Gordon, St. Louis.
Good man, Max.
He was real happy that we decided to go in with him on that convoy deal. Frank, me and Sam voted no.
The phone connection between here and St. Louis has always been pretty bad. Maybe you two guys didn't hear each other so good. Maybe I better call Max myself and talk real slow so he'll understand me.
When are you going to make that call, Frank?
As soon as I can.
Well, you let me know what he said.
Vic, I offered you some of these spuds. I wished you had accepted. What are you doing tonight?
Nothing, Mr. Nitty.
How'd you like to take in a burlesque show?
Hello, honey.
And now back to the Untouchables.
The death of Frank Nitty's major opposition on his council cleared the way for a secret meeting. Nitty himself selected the site, the same warehouse that Ness raided a week before.
Where's the dough?
Yeah. $300. Capital G's for grand.
Yeah. Mr. Nitty ever finds out you never invested a dime of it. Leo, maybe we better settle for this, huh? Take what we got now and get out of town?
With more on the way?
Well, at least stash this thing someplace. What kind of stupid chance are we taking to have it around all the time? That's him.
Don't worry, cousin.
Hello, Leo. Angie?
Hey, Frank. The feds swept up here like housewives. The steamer truck was here, remember?
And that was a quick move you made, that fire. I can't get it out of my mind.
Hey, Frank. You know, you thank me enough. Angie's on the payroll. I'm indebted to you.
Here's what I could grab at a weekly take without getting a lot of questions.
Great. I'll just add this to the pot. What is it, a couple $100,000?
Yeah.
You're a smart man, Frank. You keep putting in and putting in. You're making a pyramid. That's a word they use on Wall Street. Pyramid, that means...
I know what it means. I'd like to know just how big that pyramid is right now.
You mean as of today?
As of tonight, right now.
Angie, go get the bag. Remember I told you I'd double your money in 30 days? I lied to you, Frank. I doubled your money in a week. Here's your profit, Frank. $300,000. Here, take it. Put it in the bag.
Everything you bought went up?
Oh, come on. Will you, Frank? No, mostly Comet Copper. It's gone wild. I sold 1,000 shares yesterday. You know, this is a risky business. If you want to pull out and take a profit, I understand.
No, I didn't say that. Comet Copper, huh? Now, what other stocks you been buying?
Here's a list of stocks. Study it and see what you think. I'll have the certificates for you tomorrow. You know, proof of ownership from the company. Naturally, if you want to pull out altogether, I can sell everything tomorrow.
Every time I look at you, I see flames. Here, put it all in the market. I got confidence. Let's go for the whole bundle.
He's got confidence. He sees flames.
Proofs, still left.
Today's work, huh?
Business forms. Wait a minute. Stock certificates.
Even these proofs could fool me. Well, this is Stasak's order. It's got to mean he's going in the stock market for Nitty.
Trying to raise cash for Nitty. Sale of fake securities.
It could be. It makes sense with Internal Revenue freezing their bank deposits.
What time do I leave the store?
About a half hour ago, 10 o'clock.
Come back in the morning, ask him a few questions. I think he'll be nervous.
Why?
He'll be able to find these proofs.
Leo! What's happening, Leo? We gotta take off. We gotta get out of here.
Everything works for us. Newspapers, Wall Street, the whole world.
What are you talking about? We still got Mr. Nitty's dough. He'll shoot us down like a dog. We haven't invested...
Right! We haven't invested a dime. This is a beautiful moment, Angie. Taste it. Here. Smell it. We don't have any money. We don't have any money at all. We just lost it in the stock market. It could happen to anybody. All we got is a bag full of $100 bills. $500,000 in cold cash. The whole world is flat busted and we're taking a shower in the stuff.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta move, Leo. We conned Frank Nitty.
Sure, we did con him, didn't we, Angie? From the day you made that call to Ness about Artie Graff's books. He swallowed that one hook, line, sinker, bolt, deck, pier, everything. And that phone call about the warehouse and the meeting? Buying the stocks that weren't stocks? We conned them all away, Ange. You know what I feel like right now? I feel as if I could reach out my hand and give him a little shove. And he'd topple over just like he was hollow.
Nobody pushes Frank Nitty around. A lot of guys have tried it.
They were all bums. Nobody with class.
Well, I ain't gonna hang around to be one of them.
You do what I tell you, cousin. Frank. Anything you do to me, I deserve it. I got it coming. I was a fool.
Let me handle it, Frank. We'll make a killing, Frank. I'll double your money in a month, Frank.
Go ahead, give it to me. I got it coming.
Over $500,000 down the drain. You think you're worth $500,000, Leo?
No, I'm not worth nothing. I don't even want to live anymore. God, kill me, Frank, huh? Do it quick. You had a chance to get out, but you didn't grab it. It wasn't your fault. It was mine. I did it. Nobody but me.
Leo, I don't get it. You're smart. I figured maybe some of the other suckers might take a bat, but not you. How did it happen? How?
Well, I gotta be honest with you, Frank. I just guessed wrong. But it wasn't me alone. The whole world guessed wrong. The biggest shots in this business, they guessed wrong. You just made a mistake. You wanted that convoy deal, and I had a gamble to get it for you, right? Okay. So I lost. But one thing I want you to know before you knock me off is I tried. Remember that, Frank. I tried for you. Once you asked me if I ever wanted anything, huh? Well, all I'm asking you for is my miserable life.
I told you to shoot dice. I can't hurt you if you crap out.
Hey, Frank. We can come back, Frank. Fast. No dice, no gambling. A sure thing. The convoy. 60 trucks rolling through here from Canada.
Keep talking.
The Canadian boys roll their trucks through on time, huh? But they're rolling trucks. Empty trucks.
Make it look like a hijack?
Ah, the Purple Gang in Detroit, everybody knows them. They do anything. They're hoodlums.
Go on.
Here. The Canadian boys... Hey, excuse me, Frank. The Canadian boys, they put the booze along our lakefront, huh? We stash it in our coves up north. And then we smuggle it into our warehouses all over the city. And then we peddle it off a load at a time.
Fine, fine. Now, what do we pay for this? What are we, a bunch of Indians? What do we give them for this? Beads?
We get goods, we pay in services. Goods and services. Those are words they use on Wall Street, huh? All right. They need an outlet for their booze. They need storage, we provide them.
Yeah, we split the cash on the sales with Canada. I wouldn't be surprised if we could sell some of the stuff to Kansas City and St. Louis. Make a quick profit.
Quick cash. Hold in a hand money, Frank.
Okay, that's a good idea, Leo. But from now on, we stay out of the stock market. We stick to what we know. I'll go to work on this.
Frank, you're a big man. A very big man.
The syndicate printer returned from a personal visit to Cicero at 6 p.m. Exactly as he had promised Leo Stasek.
Yes?
Mr. Riva, we're federal officers.
I locked the door.
We broke in, Mr. Riva, with a search warrant.
Me? I'm a printer.
For the syndicate.
You confuse me. I'm a printer, period. For customers. For people who walk in and give me a job.
Who gave you this job?
That's easy to find out. There's a job slug on top of each proof.
I want you to tell me.
A man named Stasek. Leo Stasek.
How much does a man named Stasek pay?
That depends upon the job.
This job?
It was an emergency. It was paid in advance, in cash.
How much?
$200.
You said yourself cheap, Mr. Ryber. Where are the certificates? When does Stasiak pick these up?
He was in a hurry. He said I had 24 hours. I made them up and went down to Cicero today, and I plan to be back in time to give them to him.
What did he tell you about them?
I don't understand.
You understand, Mr. Ryber? Did he give you any special instructions?
No.
Make any particular comment?
No.
Was he planning to pick these up himself, or was he
No.
supposed to hold them for Frank Nitti?
Mr. Nitti wasn't supposed to.
Yes.
He wasn't supposed to know.
Give my regards to Stasiak.
Hello, Leo. I just got back this minute.
Hello, Anton. Where's the stuff?
Here. It's all ready. A perfect job.
Thank you, Anton. I guess we're square, huh?
Leo, what about the bonus? You promised a bonus.
For what? Talking with the feds? I just saw them leave. What they want, Anton?
What do they always want? Snooping, snooping. They want to know who my clients are. What do you think? I tell them?
That's what I think. Yeah.
You're just trying to be tough to get out of paying me my bonus. You promised me $2,500 if I didn't say anything to Nitti. And I didn't. And I'll tell you something, Leo Stasiak. I want more. I want $3,000 for not saying anything to the feds.
Where did you send them, Anton?
Nowhere. They just left.
In an awful hurry. Did you send them to pay me a visit? Or Frank Nitti?
You're just trying to get out of paying me my bonus.
Oh, no.
Hey.
Mr. Nitti, you're tight as a board. Now you gotta relax.
Relax. You should have my troubles. Okay, finish me up and get me out of here.
Oh, Nitti.
I got the whole place tonight, Ness. Why don't you go down to the Y?
How do you feel? It's too bad about Black Tuesday.
The crash? What's that got to do with me?
I hear you invested heavily.
Yeah, I did. The whole world did. And I went down a drain. And the whole world went down a drain. Well, except you guys work for the government. But you ain't interested in money, are you?
Only in your money, Nitti. All your unreported income.
All right, enough. You'll never get me on a tax rap, Ness. I'm clean. And my record's clean.
Stasiak still handing his stocks for you?
Are you still here? What do you care about Stasiak?
Wonder whether he got out in time or not. I only went into the market with a fistful of stocks.
I told you I lost. What are you going to do now, laugh? What are you trying to do, drill holes in me? Enough.
These are a little steamy, but I think you can see they're copies.
Copies of what?
Copies of stock certificates. From Anton Ryber's print shop.
Ryber's? Why copies? The names ain't filled in. No names of the owners of the shares.
So you won't look those over very carefully. Have a nice steam.
Volcano in there is liable to explode any minute.
Elliot, Stasek. He's looking for Nitty.
Can't be courage, just plain nerve.
Where's the dough? Over 500,000 bucks.
Yeah, well, Frank, well, here's what I got with me right now. In case you're worried, $100,000.
Where's it? Over 500,000, not 100,000.
What are we on, a merry-go-round, Frank? You ask, I tell you. You ask, I tell you. We lost it, Frank. Sorry, but we did.
We didn't lose a dime. You got it all, stashed away someplace. These are phony stock certificates. You had these in case I ever asked you for proof if we was really in the market.
That's why I'm here, Frank. I saw Ness at the printers. You know, I knew he had the proofs, and I knew he'd hand them over to you. Don't you see through him? He's trying to drive a wedge between you and me. You know, creating distrust. He'd do anything to help his tax case.
How does it help his tax case if he gives me information about you? And what if I act on that information, huh? What if I fit you out for a pair of cement boots? Sure, he needs the records in court. But he also needs the guy who supervised the paper to stand up in court and identify everything. The paper without the guy ain't got nothing. Now, where is it?
Are you still on that?
Where's the dough? Where's the dough? Where's the dough?
My cousin, Frank.
What about your cousin?
Let me explain.
I knew there was something wrong. You don't believe me, Frank. You know, I felt sick about it. I felt sick right down to my toes. My cousin, you know, the boy you gave the job to, was swindling the organization. You know, he went down to Rivers, the printer, and he put in an order in my name. How about that? And, oh, it's too tough to go on.
Go on.
I never bought the stocks myself, after all, Frank. What am I, a messenger boy? So I placed the order and I give the cash to Angie. My cousin, Frank. Flesh and blood. He pockets the cash and he fakes the stock certificate.
When did you find out?
This afternoon. You know, I went to pick up some printing at Rivers, and everything fell into place when I saw the proofs. Like a jigsaw.
You bring him here. You bring him here.
I can't do that, Frank. I killed him. He tried to destroy us. I had to do it.
You fast-talked your way out of everything. You just wait a minute.
Hello, who's this?
The Nightman, sir. Decatur Street Apartments.
Oh, look, Nightman. This is Leo Stasek. I'm worried about my cousin Angie. He's been sick all day. I'd appreciate it if you look in on him.
I certainly will do that, Mr. Stasek.
You set a match to those records. I figured he was a guy who was loyal, clear through.
You'll see. I'm telling the truth, Frank.
Mr. Stasek.
Yeah.
Your cousin is dead.
Any guy that'd kill his own cousin is loyal, clear through.
Thanks, Frank. I think I'll go down to the file room. I haven't looked around there, you know? Maybe some money. Who knows?
Let me know if you find anything.
Oh, you'll be here?
I'll be here.
I'll call you.
Flesh and blood.
Stay with Nettie. For it, Stazak. I'll take it.
You want Nitty? Well, he's yours, Mr. Ness. You put me on a stand, and I'll identify every piece of paper in this place. So to give me what, huh? A couple of years? Time off for good behavior?
A lot of years, Stazak. Time off for a walk in the exercise yard. Come on.
Shortly after the capture of Leo Stasic, Frank Nitti went to jail for income tax evasion. During his 18-month imprisonment, he received the news that Stasic was executed for murder. Nitti let bygones be bygones. He sent flowers.
Portrayed in this episode are fictional, although certain of the characterizations are based upon the book The Untouchables by Elliot Ness and Oscar Fraley.